Hey everyone, Sanjay here from Contriver podcast, and you're in episode number 55 of Cons and Show. And today we are going to talk about why should you start betting on your strength rather than your weakness. So there is a rule called as 100 hours rule. Maybe you might have heard this, or you might have watched the video by Jay Shetty saying why should you start spending your 100 hours into one particular thing. I'll explain that, and but in a different way. So let's say you just have 100 hours now, and you have three different things to do. One is the thing that you are good at. Let's say you are good at playing PUBG, doing TikTok, or playing games, Call of Duty, or Counter Strike, or something else. The next thing, something that you're average at, something like you're swimming or dancing, or something like cycling, or something else that needs your presence or that needs your effort to do. And the next thing is something that you're worst at. Let's say studying. Yeah, I'm worst at studying, so I'm taking studying. So, in which bucket or in which particular thing would you spend the most of your time? Are you an average person who spends 60 hours in the things that you're good at, or just 20 in the rest of the things, or just something like 40 30 30, or something like 80 10 10? So it depends for each individuals, but for the most successful people, when most successful people and the wealthy people, when this question is asked to them, they just answered saying that I spend most of my minutes, something like 100 hours in one particular thing that I'm completely good at, or probably 80 or 90 hours in the first bucket that I'm completely good at, and the rest of the things at average, as well as on the things that I'm worst at. Why is this important? Why am I telling you this? In the sense, you just have to know your strengths. There are lots of things that you don't understand in this world and that you're not capable to do in this particular world. Of course, if you practice things, you can achieve it. But when you have limited time, you don't live 200 years or you don't live 400 years in your life. When you have limited time, make sure you spend your entire time at what you're really good at, and the other things you have people to work for you on that particular things. Let's say you don't like to cook. You just hire a chef to cook for you. It's as simple as that. You just concentrate on your business, you hire a chef to cook for you, and the chef is good at cooking, so that what happens, you can eat delicious food as well as you can perform things that you are really interested in. Well, this is how the reality is, and this is how successful people spend their entire day and spend their entire life. But your school system might be like, if you are weak in language, or if you are weak in maths, or if you are weak in science, they would give you extra classes to improve upon that. That doesn't really make sense in our life, or in the reality of our life. You being an entrepreneur, or if someone is good at art, he doesn't have to know how many rings are there in Saturn, or how many moons are there in Saturn. That's completely out of his particular box that he has to know in his life. Of course, you need general knowledge, but there are tons of things in your school or in your college that you are really not interested in. Let's say you are a computer science engineer, or let's say you are a mechanical engineer. You might be really interested in Android app development, or you might be really interested in automobile engineering. But when you join this computer science engineering or the mechanical engineering, what happens in your syllabus in computer science, they'll be teaching you visual graphics or computer graphics that has no relevance to your Android app development. Or being a mechanical engineer, they might be teaching you something like finite element analysis using analytical method, or something like there's operational research, OR or OM, or something else, operational research, right? Yeah. So all that doesn't really make sense. I don't like this system called as one size fits the all. I mean, people are just trying to put everyone into the same box. If you just choose to go to school, everyone follows the same thing. And artists don't have to know the, what is it, space research, something like geography. Of course, it's a general knowledge that can be learnt in Google if he needs that knowledge. That is what I'm trying to convey. People get offended because of this, but that is how the reality is, and that is how many rich people think. And obviously, to be true, my mindset is something like, I don't want to learn something, that means I don't have interest, even though if it helps my life. If I don't if I'm not really into it, if I'm not really interested in it, fine. Even if you give 1 million or $1 billion per month, I'll never do that job. That is how I am. So let's discuss a lot about many things. I have told you something about micromanagement. What do you do with the rest of the two buckets? That is being an average and which you are really worst at. So those two things you can micromanage that. I'll let you know what is micromanage in my next video or in my further videos. Until then, it's me Sanjay signing off here from Contriver podcast, and you can drop down the comments below. Do share this video with your friends. Thanks for listening, guys. Bye bye.